Hello, my loves, and welcome back to another message. Today, I wanted to focus on what's coming for us in the month of July. And I'm going to be working with just the B Tarot deck today. So, Spirit, what messages do you have for us about July? What I'm getting from this is that even though this is the jars, we see an abundant house here. Look at how much honey is in these, what do you call that? Oh my goodness, the combs from a beehive. Like, it's just dripping and oozing out here. It is so abundant, and this jar is so full. And this house, I mean, it's well stocked. We have these, beautiful bee plates in the background. We've been able to collect, is what that's signaling to me. We've been able to not just survive, but to collect things that bring us joy. This is giving me pentacle, material world abundance, especially because we also have these two, we have these two pentacles here. We have the King of Pentacles and the Prince of Pentacles, which is equivalent to the Knight of Pentacles. And this is giving me, this is somebody who definitely knows how to take action in order to gain abundance. This is drone bees, the male bees in a hive, they are expendable in a way, because if there is not enough food to go around, then they are the first to die. Their job basically is to impregnate the queen, and then they do kind of hang out, but some of the, a lot of them, they just die. There is a thing that they do, and it's to make sure that the hive continues onward, is abundant, that there are enough, babies to continue all of the generations of bees that are happening. The Prince of Pentacles here, this is a wasp. This is somebody who is unable to, a wasp is not able to go as far as bee is. Bees can go, I believe it's, I can't remember if it's miles or kilometers. I'm Canadian, so everything's kilometers here, but I can't remember who I heard the fact from. But bees can go, I believe, it's like 6 kilometers away, or it could be 6 miles, so like 10 kilometers. Wasps cannot. They can only go, what is it? Is it like 500 meters away from where their nest is? So they cannot go very far, but the area that they are in, they do kind of dominate it in a way. We know wasps, they're not the nicest creatures. They are still pollinators though, and they are still useful in the ecosystem that they live within, excuse me. But the Prince of Pentacles here is somebody who is going to get things done maybe in a little bit more of a brasher fashion than the King of Pentacles. Now, the Prince of Pentacles is the slowest of all of the Pentacles. But here, I like with the whole message just right here, right off the bat, what's coming for us in July is just this idea that we have already put in the work. We have already done the plotting here. We have mastered the way in which we need to behave in the world in order to cultivate just absolute abundance around us, physical abundance around us. And the Ace of Jars here. So now getting into, you know, the water aspect of this, the cups aspect of this, we have this full freaking cup. Our cup for our heart space, you know, the thing that we drink from to bring us ecstasy is full here. This is, you know, where these cards are kind of the end of the cycle of Pentacles. The Ace of Jars is the beginning of the cycle of being on a new, we have, okay, because of the work here that has been done here, that has been painstakingly but lovingly continued and worked on, we now have this new opportunity here in July to be in a place where we are abundant. You know, looking at the scene here, we are abundant in our physical realm that allows for us to be overflowing with joy and good emotion and happiness. There's no worry because we have taken care of the things that we needed to take care of in order for us to feel safe that this comes up. You know, our physical survival is sort of number one, you know, of priorities that we have living as these, you know, flesh and bone creatures. And this is taken care of. Like it's already done. Like we're here. The abundance is here. And it's time for, I'm also seeing with this, there is a possibility of like a new home here. Dream home even, but a place that fills us with joy, a place that really fills our cups and makes us feel just absolutely delightful and delighted with life. What else would you have us know about July, Spirit? Ooh. Oh. I'm just going to pull another card just to see what the vibe of this princess is. The princess in this deck are equivalent to the pages. Well, hello. Okay. All right, this is giving me, this is a message from Spirit here. Spirit is coming, I guess, through me. Hello, how are you doing? Through me here. But the message here, you know, in this gorgeous garden of springtime, this new start to things, right? Is that we have all the tools and we've been freaking using them to do this work in order to get to this. We are very, very nearly at the end here of the cycle of Pentacles, but we've already seen it here. I don't even think this is where we are at. I think here's where we are at. This is nearly the end of the cycle, but there's 8 here. This is almost the end of the numbered cards in the Pentacle deck. This is almost the end of the cycle. Like, we have put in the time. We have put in the time and figured out our tools here in order to create, manifest, in our own world, all of the abundance that we could need, all of the abundance that we can need ourselves. And we do this too because, I mean, in this card, she is making, I'm assuming, lotion or something. She's made all this lotion. This is also abundance that is able to be spread within our communities, within, well, it always starts with our loved ones and our friends, but then it grows out into the community, right? This abundance that we have, it gets put out into the community. And I think I did put this in the exact right spot, because what I'm getting from this is that, like, this magician, this state of being that we are in, where we are able to use all of the tools that we have developed. We are able to use these tools because we have taken the time to refigure out ourselves, our inner selves, in all of the ways in this world that we are human, that we need to sort of be, the way in which we get physical abundance, in order to not just survive, but to thrive here. The, emotional and creative quality of the cups. We have filled our cups. We have taken time to find joy and happiness, and worked through old issues, things that have traumatized us, things that continue to traumatize us. We have worked on that in order to understand ourselves better and understand our own reactions better, but how to say no, just stop. Stop right there. This feeling isn't helpful. And also, how could I transmute that into something that serves a purpose for me? Whether that is putting those emotions into art and taking it out of your head and putting it somewhere else in the world that doesn't need to live in your head anymore, right? We have the swords, which is being able to communicate. Being able to be stable in our mind, being able to see the truth in the world and use that truth to guide us forward, to take action and make decisions. And we have our wands, which is listening to our own inner passion and desire. Yeah, we've been doing good stuff here, my friends. And there's rewards here for it. It's time. It's time to be in this place where we are no longer hustling so freaking much, because we have set up our lives in order to be easy. We've already got all of our tools. We don't need to find them anymore. We have them. We've already, whether it is really, we've already made enough money, which honestly in this world, that is the most important thing, unfortunately. But like, we've already made enough money that we are able to be content, and not just content, but be very happy in our lives. We have a Strength card here, 7 of Pentacles. I'm just going to get one more card for these two. look at this. We also have the Princess of Pentacles. I'm getting from these 3 cards, you know, this is a time to be gentle with ourselves. With ourselves, with our community. There is, it's almost like what's being sort of like the words in my head that are coming from the Strength card is, the gentleness needs to protect the strength, which is not how, you know, you would like immediately think about strength, because the strength is supposed to be a protector. It is supposed to be something that is strong, but the gentleness is the thing that is supposed to protect the strength. So the strength within ourselves, being gentle with ourselves, not overworking. Sorry if that truck was loud. Not overworking ourselves, but understanding. And I know that's really difficult in this, you know, period of time, because we are unfortunately required to do so much work just to scrape by. But we have already come to a place where we are doing well. We have the abundance, you know. So don't get back into, again, this is not now, sorry. I was just like almost forgetting what I had said earlier, but this is not now. This is our current situation. But we don't need to, oh, here we go. Okay. So the 7 of Pentacles here, we see how many different products she has. We shouldn't have to, and we don't have to basically have multiple freaking jobs just to scrape by. We should not have to do that. This is not, you know, it's creating too many options, too many things that we have to take care of ourselves, that we just shouldn't be taking care of. I often think of primates and how they are in their little, you know, tribes and stuff like that. They spend most of their day playing and resting and eating. They spend so few hours actually doing, you know, finding food and keeping themselves safe. You know what I mean? So, I mean, while she is happy here, and obviously this is wintertime in this card, which means that, you know, wintertime is a time where we do offer way more, because we have all this abundance that we have left that needs to be sold or given away and shared with the community from the fall harvest and stuff like that. And we've had the time to process them into things in order to provide for our communities and stuff like that, and, you know, our households and things like that. But this kind of work, this kind of pushing at how much we are able to offer other people, that should not come every day of the year. That should not have to be, we should not be hustling constantly to have this kind of variety in the things that we offer to our communities, our loved ones, our jobs. This is a special occasion here. We need that gentleness for most of the rest of the time of the year, because, you know, how are we supposed to hold on to our strength? How are we supposed to reserve that for ourselves if we're constantly just depleting ourselves of everything that we have, our inner strength, right? This Princess of Pentacles here, I mean, she's giving me the sweetness here. You know, she's giving me the sweetness of this message, the sweetness in here, in this jar. Let's just go further and see. Two of Jars. Yeah. I think what's happening here is this sort of like awe and wonder in looking at the world around us. This is a wondrous image right here. And that we have jars again, you know, these full honey jars. You could look at this as in, you know, these people are getting married, but for this, I don't necessarily. I think this is coming together. This is understanding how we work together with our differences, and seeing that as beautiful, and understanding that that brings us happiness and joy to work with other people. You know, the sweetness of this princess here, seeing the wonder and awe in the world, but also the wonder and awe in connection and working together. There's something worth celebrating this month. There's something worth celebrating. We have that little piece of cake there. Oh, and look at this. We also have the Ace of Pentacles. So many Pentacles here. We also have this Ace of Pentacles here. Something to celebrate. We have the abundance. This is the start of something new. Not only just this new time of it is a new paradigm. It is a new emotional understanding of allowing ourselves to be rich in life. Rich, yes, in the way of money, in the way of physical things, but it is not just the richness, you know, the physical things, for the sake of having them, for the sake of bragging. No, this is about connection. I mean, we have almost, you know, the entire royal family here of the Pentacles. You don't become wealthy and abundant in a vacuum. I know I say this all the time, but we don't. We are best when we are working together, and we are working together here. You know, we are working for our communities here. We are working together, and we are celebrating the fact that we are working together and becoming so much more abundant. I'm also getting just something that just popped in my head as well, is I think there's a joy here of rediscovering what it means to be abundant, like truly abundant and happy in these lives that we live here. By not the fact that we have all of the money in the world, that doesn't make people truly happy and truly fulfilled, but by having abundance in our communities. You know, we have these people here, having so good friends, you know, good relationships with our friends and family, our loved ones, being able to celebrate just living, just enjoying life, but not in a way that is hoarding. That is not the way that you know, capitalists would like us to believe is the way to be in life. No, this is true abundance and gratitude and wonder and enjoyment of what we get to do here with our lives on this earth. Whoop. Another one falling on the floor. Oh, hello. Hello, the moon. Immediately, this card this summer is just going to be this message for me. I did this, I can't remember which reading it was, but it was maybe about a month ago. I think it was the message that I cried about, actually. But we have the moon here. And it was specifically this deck's moon that made me see this. But we are walking with the light of the moon, with the light of our inner knowing, towards this portal between these two skeps, these two beehives. What's on the other side of this, these two beehives here, is our new world. The new world where we get to be abundant here, where we get to be so abundant. Everybody is taken care of. You know, our cups are filled. We are, you know, we are just fulfilled. We are just, in every way, we are fulfilled. It is utopia, you know, paradise. We have all been sort of waking up and collectively starting to understand that the current way that we live right now is no good for anybody, except for, you know, the people at the very tippy top. And there shouldn't be a top. There shouldn't be a top. There should be this wonderful mosaic, you know, or a weaving of fabric of everybody together, like just coming together and becoming so much stronger and abundant and beautiful together. We're going for it, man. We are keeping on going. We are heading, and as well, like, you know, the mountains always signify, generally in tarot, spiritual journeys. Yeah, we got to get in touch with our own spirits, you know, first of all, because I you know, I don't personally believe that the entirety of who we are, in non-corporeal form, you know, our spirits, we are so much more than what can fit into a human body and into a human experience. There is more of our spirit up there, and I also believe that that is also sort of connected in the way that an ocean, all the raindrops are connected to each other as well. So we have all this spirit to be understanding, you know, going back to the Hanged Man here. We have all this inner spirit of ourselves, you know, the spirit of us that chose to come live here during this time period on Earth, as whoever we are. Oh my goodness, yawn. Whew. Breath of life, you know, the breath of spirit. The oh, what is that making me think of? Is it the runes? Oh my goodness, I can't specifically remember right now. But the breath of life is, you know, the breath that comes into us. That is our spirit that comes into us, that fills our lungs, that allows these bodies to work with this little bit of spirit within us. So yeah, oh, and again, oh, and this happened in that reading that I cried with too, with the moon. We also had the Hangman in there, or maybe we didn't, I can't remember now. Never mind, belay that. But, you know, we have this connection here of understanding our inner selves, understanding our spirit selves. These parts of us that can remain hidden to us because our world is so incredibly dense with information, misinformation, things that are constantly made to keep you from thinking, you know, from self-reflecting. But let's self-reflect more. Let's get deeper into, you know, the third eye, but into ourselves. And therefore, you know, seeking out that breath that came to us from our own spirit, the greater part of our spirit that cannot reside within us. This is a really gorgeous message. July looks fantastic. We are really truly coming to understand what true abundance is, what brings true happiness, and how what we're doing right now, what we have been doing, you know, because I've been on this journey too, what we have been doing, what we've been realizing about ourselves, and realizing about how we are with other people, and how wonderful things could be if we get out of the paradigm that we're in right now. It's keeping us going forward on this path to the new world, beyond the skeps here. It's getting us closer, and I think we're really starting to understand how close we are. I mean, she's not very far from going between those skeps, you know. Beautiful, beautiful. And we have everything we need to get through there. You know, we have love and abundance, and, you know, all the tools that we need to keep on going. We have done our inner work here, you know, and we're realizing that we're at the beginning of this very abundant and very emotionally fulfilled situation, and understanding also that we do need to take care of ourselves, that we need to be gentle with ourselves so that we have the strength to continue walking through to this utopia. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That's a lovely July if I ever saw one. Thank you so much for being here with me for this message, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.